We're going to add a test to check if basically we missed the paddle and hit the bottom of the stage. Actually, what we're going to do is paint a red rectangle on the bottom and check if we're touching something red. But first I made a couple of changes. The ball, I want to shrink the ball up, so I added a set size to 50% to make it a little smaller, and I did the same thing with the paddle. You could also, instead of using the blocks, you could go into costumes and resize them, but I'm using the block to change its size. And the ball, I added instead of pointing always at 135, I'm going to have it pick a random value between 100 and 150. And so if you run the program, you'll see each time the ball's coming in at a different angle, something between 100 and 150. Okay, so we're going to add, edit actually the stage. I'm not making a new sprite, I'm editing the background of the stage to paint something red. So you're going to click on stage, and stage, you can write scripts for the stage, but in this case we're changing, they're not called costumes, it's called a backdrop. And I'm going to make a filled red rectangle along the bottom of the stage. Okay, and so our ball has to avoid touching this. Okay. So now we see we've got this red bottom. So that represents the ground. And so we're going to have another if, in addition to checking if we're on the edge, checking if we're touching the paddle. I also want to test and make sure this if should not be inside the if touching paddle. It's a separate condition, okay, but it's still inside the forever loop, so I'm constantly testing these three things. So I want to, in this case, sense if we're touching not a specific sprite but a particular color, and then you could just click on this and then click on the red. And it should change it to be whatever color you clicked on. And in this case, I'm going to have the ball say game over, and I want everything to stop. I want the ball to stop moving, and in fact I want everything to stop. So there's a stop all that we can do. You can also just stop this particular script, but I'm going to have the paddle should also stop. So here, oh, I hit the red and everything ends.